What's happening, everybody? Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 15 of my favorite 31 debut albums of all time. We're counting down together each and every day. We're halfway through the month here in October. 31 days in the month. Our 31 favorite, our top debut albums of all time. Hard to pick from so many great ones, but somehow we got to come up with just 31 of them, right? So today, for pick number 15, at the halfway point, this is an album led by a master guitar player, released July 29th, 1968. Recorded at Abbey Road Studios, Olympic Studios, and Delane Leah Studios, all in London, England. Produced by Mickey Most for EMI in the UK, Epic Records here in the States. I'm talking about Jeff Beck, Truth. Yes. What's the truth? Jeff Beck speaks the truth. Of course, Jeff going out on his own, leaving the Yardbirds, starting up a new band. And what a band, huh? Of course, Mr. Beck himself on all sorts of guitars, a little bit of vocals as well. Rod Stewart leading backing vocals. Nobody knew who Rod Stewart was at the time. Well, after this and the next album and the band he helped form after that and a solo career, Rod Stewart became one of the most recognizable vocalists in all of rock. Ronnie Wood on bass guitar, right? Fast forward about 6-7 years, right? Something like that. He would become one of the co-guitarists in the Rolling Stones, right? But here, the bass player for Jeff Beck's group, and Mickey Waller on drums. Additional people who showed up on this album who happened to pop into the studio and contribute a little bit here and there. John Paul Jones, little bass guitar. Nicky Hopkins on piano. Keith Moon on drums. Madeline Bell backing vocals, John Carter, Ken Lewis backing vocals, Clem Catini a little bit of drums, Ansley Dunbar a little bit of drums, Jimmy Page a little bit of guitar, right? Mickey Most producing, and Ken Scott the engineer on the album. So what do we got on this record here, which, you know, the more you listen to this album, and most of us have heard this for many, many years, decades even, kind of the precursor to what Jeff's comrade in the Yardbirds, Jimmy Page, would soon start to do in that band, that little band called Led Zeppelin, right? This whole idea of taking the blues and injecting this kind of heavy rock firepower underneath it, right? Later known to be called hard rock, proto heavy metal, that sort of thing, right? Shapes of Things, and of course you got that gravelly voice of Rod Stewart in here on top of all this, you know, mountains of guitars from Mr. Beck. Got Shapes of Things, just absolutely terrific. Great rendition of that on here. Let Me Love You Baby, so heavy, written by Jeff and Rod, right? Just it's the blues, but man, it's just cranked up a notch. Oh, the guitars of Jeff so good on here. Then you got another, you know, so many people have done Morning Dew, right? Jeff and company doing Morning Dew on here, pretty cool. Then you got You Shook Me, of course, the old Willie Dixon cover. Everybody was doing Willie Dixon tunes right around this time. Of course, Jeff and Zeppelin, Jeff and Jimmy, both kind of went to the well, right? You Shook Me, great. Old Man River. Okay, another old track here, done very well. And of course, on the flip side of the vinyl, you got the wonderful instrumental Greensleeves, done exquisitely, I might ask. Rock My Plimsoll kicks all sorts of ass. Great vocals from Rod, killer guitar work. And then you got Beck's Bolero, which is tremendous. Tremendous. That's followed by Blues Deluxe. All right. Another extended workout for lots of Jeff Beck pyrotechnics on guitar and gutsy vocals from Rod. And then, of course, I Ain't Superstitious finishes it all off. Another Willie Dixon track. One of the great versions of that on this particular record. Just so good. Just so good. A lot of good stuff on here. And it's just it's not a long album, but it just comes in, kicks your ass, and it holds up really well. It doesn't sound overly dated, you know. It's just really, really great stuff. And Beck's guitar playing is just so good. I think, you know, most people loved what they heard from him in the Yardbirds, but were probably clamoring for him to go out and do something where you can just hear like a tremendous amount of just Jeff's guitar playing in like a kind of solo environment, and here you get that. And then of course, the follow-up album, really, really great too. And then he would do those Jeff Beck group albums, and then of course launch into that kind of whole jazz rock start with Blow by Blow and Wired and whatnot. So Jeff, one of the great guitar players of all time, one of the most influential and innovative guitar players of all time that sadly we lost a couple of years ago. And I think when you take a look at like rock history, and you look at like those all-time guitar greats who were the top innovators, you normally think Hendrix, Van Halen, Clapton, Beck, Page, right? Holdsworth, whatever, even a Holdsworth, more of a jazz and fusion guy. But I think when you're talking strictly rock guys, to me anyway, it's like the top three as far as innovators is Hendrix, Van Halen, and Beck. Beck's in that equation for me. Just so unique. I mean, nobody sounds like Beck. And whether it's the early stuff or the later stuff, I mean, just such a magical musician. Great guitar player. So let's take a look at the charts. So in Canada, this made it to number 37. U.S. Billboard charts made it to number 15. All right, pretty good. And in the States, this was a gold certified album, 500,000 units sold. Let's see if I got any more info, singles and things like that. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Oh, wait, hold on. Tallyman was released as a single with Plimsoll on the other side. Yeah. Again, this is 1968, right? So it's like now we went from having pretty much everything was driven by singles a few years before, and now as we go later in the 60s into the 70s, everything is very album driven, and then they would pick stuff out, as releases singles. So, but yeah, a tremendous album. So let us know what you think of Jeff Beck, Truth, down in the comments below. There he is on the back. No additional photographs anywhere, of course, of the rest of the band. It'd be cool. It would be interesting to see like a photograph of Rod I've seen plenty of them, but on the album, a picture of Rod, with the short kind of mod haircut and stuff like that. So, let us know what you think of Truth down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today, pick number 15. Halfway through the month, we march onward each and every day going forward till we get to number 14 tomorrow. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options. That's all listed below. Thank you all for those who do support. Greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you tomorrow for number 14. Till then, I am Pete Pardo. Have a good day, everybody. Catch up on the flip side. Take care. Bye-bye.